funny. Why would he do it? That's what I'd like to know. Why would he do it? Why would anybody want to play a silly trick like this? I can't understand it. Do you, Sherry? Do you, Maggie? You both saw him this afternoon. Why would he walk out of here, go right to a phone booth, try to ship me over to England on a fool's errand? There must have been some reason. There must have. Why would Beverly Carlton, or anybody else for that matter, want me to... I think I begin to... Of course. That's it. Of course that's it. Yes, and that's a very charming bracelet Mr. Jefferson gave you. Isn't it, Maggie, dear? Of course, it makes complete sense now. To think that I knew it. Well, wild horses couldn't get me out of here now, Maggie. And if I were you, I'd hang on to that bracelet, dear. It'll be something to remember him by.
Aren't Mr. Whiteside almost time? Hooker up always start testing. Here's a new copy of the menu.
How much time? All right. Date. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. How are we coming in New York? How are we coming in? A, B, C, D. Here comes the Jefferson specials. Oh, are we time?
Oh, I'm sure we have, Mr. Jefferson. I'm not leaving after all. My plans have changed.
Oh, really? That's good.
Yes, and I hear you've written a simply marvelous play, Mr. Jefferson. I want you to read it to me tonight, will you? We'll go back to the Vinci house after dinner, and you'll read me your play.
Huh. Well, I should say so. I'd be delighted. Maggie, did you hear that? Say, I bet you did this. I bet you planned this whole thing. It's the best Christmas present you could have given me. Maggie? Maggie!
30 seconds. Waiting.
Mr. Whiteside.
Quiet. Please,
I want to talk to you.
quiet.
My son has run off with a freighter, and my daughter is marrying an anarchist.
Quiet. We're doing a radio show.
They say you told them to do it.
Quiet. For God's sakes, quiet. We're doing a...
My poor dear, my poor Richard, this is the most awful!
Don't tell me you're quiet.
God, shut up.
I see you're still busy.
Shut up. We're doing a radio show. Doing five. Okay. Choir girls, please come out. Summertime, okay.
Okay, New York.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Cream of Bush brings you Sheridan Whiteside.
Hello, this is Whiteside speaking. On this eve of eves, where my own heart is overflowing with peace and kindness, I think it most fitting to tell once again a tale of that still and lustrous night, nigh on 2,000 years ago. When burst the star of Bethlehem, was glimpsed in a wondrous sky. Miss Green! Miss Green!
Yes, sir? Yes, sir?
Where do you disappear to all the time, my Lady Nausea?
Mr. Whiteside, I can only be in one place at a time.
That is very fortunate for this community.
Good morning, Mr. Whiteside. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, John. Merry Christmas.
Are you ready for breakfast, Mr. Whiteside?
No, I don't think I will for breakfast. Has Mrs. Cutler come down yet?
No, sir, not yet.
Is she in her room? You
Yes,
know?
yes, sir. She is. Shall I call her?
No, that's all, John.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking the 1 o'clock train, Sherry. I'm leaving.
You're doing nothing of the kind.
Here are your keys, your driving license. The key to the safe deposit vault is in the apartment in New York. I'll go in here now and clear things up.
Just a moment, Mrs. Siddons. Where were you until 3 o'clock this morning? I sat up half the night in the station wagon worrying about you. You heard me calling you when you came in. Why didn't you answer me?
Look, Sherry, it's over and you've won. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, come. What are you trying to do? Make me feel like a naughty, naughty boy? Honestly, Maggie, sometimes you can be very annoying.
You know, you're quite wonderful in a
return again. I won't ask you to apologize, Maggie, because in 6 months, you will be thanking me instead of berating me.
In 6 months, Sharon, I expect to be so far away from you.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas! Shake hands with the successful playwright, Mr. Whiteside. Maggie! Maggie, where'd you go last night? Where were you? Miss Sheldon read the play and she said it's wonderful. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, that's fine, Bert.
Isn't that wonderful, Mr. Whiteside?
Bert, I think you should go home. Don't you?
What? No, I know I'm a little drunk, but this is a big day. I've been sitting out here in Billy's Tavern all night. I didn't even know it was daylight until it was daylight. Listen, Maggie. Miss Sheldon says the play needs a little bit of work. Do it in 3 weeks. She's going to take me to a place she has in Lake Placid, just for 3 weeks. Isn't that wonderful? Why don't you say something, Maggie? Go on, Bert.
Good evening.
What's this on, Tiny Tim?
Mr. Whiteside, I hope that I came very early.
You know what, Doc? I'm going to Lake Placid for 3 weeks. Ever hear of Lorraine Sheldon, the famous actress? Well, I'm going to Lake Placid with her for 3 weeks.
Dr. Bradley, could you do me a favor? I think Mr. Jefferson here would like some nice black coffee and a little breakfast. Could you take care of him, please?
Yes, of course.
You know what, Doc? I'm going to buy you the biggest breakfast you've ever had.
Yes, Jefferson.
You know what, Doc? I have a friend that doesn't believe in Santa Claus. Let's climb down his chimney and scare the hell out of him.
Now, look, man, I'm willing to forgive your tawdry little outburst and talk about this calmly.
I love him so terribly. Oh, Sherry, why did you do it?
Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside.
Merry Christmas, Miss Stanley. By the way, have we met somewhere before?
Oh, no. I would have remembered. But I don't think I should be seen talking to you, Mr. Whiteside. My brother is terribly angry. But I just couldn't resist asking, did you like my Christmas present?
Oh, I'm very sorry, Miss Stanley. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't opened any of my presents.
Oh, dear, I was so anxious to... It's right here, Mr. Whiteside. Won't you open it now?
Thank you. I appreciate your thinking of me, Miss Stanley. Why, it's lovely. I'm very fond of these old photographs, you know.
I was 22 when that was taken. That was my favorite dress. Do you really like it?
I do indeed. In fact, when I get back to town, I shall send you a little gift.
Will you? Oh, thank you, Mr. Whiteside. I shall treasure it. Well, I shall be late for church. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Stanley, and thank you. What is it about that woman?
Sarah's got a little surprise for you, Mr. Whiteside. She's just taking it out of the oven.
Thank you, John. Miss Green! Miss Green!
Yes, sir.
Answer the door. John's upstairs.
Who is it?
Don't be afraid of my passion, kiss me! Let's come with the miracles names! Outside! Will you sign for this package, please? Mr. Whiteside!
And don't put that woman down as my nurse, you mental delinquent!
Come to my room in half an hour and bring some rye bread. Outside, I'm here to spend Christmas with you. Now give me a kiss.
Get away from me, you reborn school fugitive! How'd you get here, anyway?
Daryl Zanuck loaned me his reindeer. Whiteside, we finished shooting the picture yesterday, and I'm on my way to Nova Scotia. Flew here in 12 hours, borrowed an airplane from Howard Hughes. Whiteside, I've got you a wonderful Christmas present. This brassiere was once by Henry Lamar.
What are you going to Nova Scotia for?
I'm sick of Hollywood, and there's a dam in New York I don't want to see. So I figured I'd go to Nova Scotia and get me some smoked salmon. Hey, where's Matt? I wanted to see him.
life.
What are you talking about?
I never believed for a moment she was really in love with him.
In love with who? I just got here, remember?
I'm telling you, Hollywood Liquid. Young newspaper man here in town.
Ah, man, he finally fell. Well, what do you know? What kind of guy is he?
Oh, shut up, will you? This newspaper man, he'd written a play. And Lorraine Sheldon have to come out here and visit me.
Hot pants? Yeah.
Now listen. Lorraine's going away with him this afternoon to rewrite. So, there you are. Maggie's in there now, crying her eyes out.
Gee. Say, wait a minute. What do you mean Lorraine and Sheldon just happened to come out here? I smell a rat, Sherry. A rat with wheels.
Well, all right. But I did it for Maggie. I thought it would be the right thing for her.
Oh, sure, you haven't thought it yourself in years. Gee, poor kid. Can I go in and talk to her?
No, Banjo, leave her alone.
Well, there must be something to get Lorraine out of here, like a bat out of hell. Say, I think I've got it. What's that fellow she's so crazy about over in England? Lord Fanny, or whatever it is. Bottomley, that's it, Bottomley.
No, Banjo. No.
Wait a minute, you don't catch on. We sent Lorraine a cablegram from Lord Bottomley.
I catch on, Banjo. Lorraine caught on, too. It's been tried.
Well, I told you she was no joke. Well, we've got a tough proposition on your hands.
The trouble is, there's so damn little time. Get out of my chair. Now, I've done this job too well. Hell and damnation.
Stuff, huh?
Words of one of our greatest lyric poets. You said it.
Gee, I'm hungry. We'll think of something, Whiteside. Just you wait. We'll get Lorraine out of here. I have to do it one piece at a time.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. Excuse me. But Mr. Whiteside, it was for you.
Never mind, Sarah. He's quite bad.
Come, Petrushka. We shall dance. We shall dance in the snow.
Mr. Whiteside!
Don't worry, Sarah. Just give him some practice. And just what does this mean?
It means, Mr. Whiteside, that I'm leaving. My address is on the desk inside. You can send me a check.
You realize, Miss Creed, that this is completely unprofessional.
I do indeed. I'm not only walking out on this case, Mr. Whiteside, I am leaving the nursing profession. I became a nurse because all my life, ever since I was a little girl, I was filled with the thought of serving a suffering humanity. After 1 month with you, Mr. Whiteside, I'm going to work in a munitions factory. From now on, anything I can do to help exterminate the human race will fill me with the greatest of pleasure. If Florence Nightingale ever nursed you, Mr. Whiteside, she would have married Jack the Ripper instead of founding the Red Cross. Good day. Mr. Stanley's here with June. He's brought June back. Thank goodness, thank goodness. June, thank God you're back. You're not married, are you? No, Mother, I'm not. And please don't be hysterical. Oh, June, if it had been anyone but that awful boy. Ernest, how did you do it?
Never mind that, Daisy. Just take June upstairs. I have something to say to Mr. Whiteside.
What about Richard? Is there any news?
It's all under control, Daisy. Just take June upstairs.
Father, have we had melodrama? I don't have to take it upstairs. I'll go upstairs. Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. It looks bad for John L. Lewis. Come on, Mother, let's lock me in my room. Now, June, you'll feel much better if you had a hot bath. Have you had anything to eat?
I am pleased to inform you, sir, that your plans for my daughter seem to have gone a trifle awry. She is not, nor will she ever be married to that labor agitator that you so kindly picked out for her. As for my son, he has been apprehended in Toledo and will be brought home within the hour. Not having your gift for invective, sir, I cannot tell you what I think of your obnoxious interference in my affairs, but I have no arrangements that you will interfere no longer. Come in, gentlemen. Mr. Whiteside, these gentlemen are deputy sheriffs. They have a warrant by which I am enabled to put you out of my house, and I need hardly add that it will be the greatest moment of my life. I am giving you 15 minutes. in which you are to pack up and get out. If you are not gone in 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside, these gentlemen will forcibly eject you. Thank you, gentlemen. Please wait outside. 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside. And that means baggage, wheelchair, penguins, octopus, and cockroaches. I now went upstairs to smash our radio, so that not even accidentally will I ever hear your voice again.
Sure you don't want my autograph, old fellow?
15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside.
Sake and sheet cook. Well, Whiteside, I don't get an idea. Any news from the front?
Yes, the enemy is at my rear and nibbling.
Where'd you say Maggie was? In there?
It's no use, Banjo. She's taking the 1 o'clock out.
No kidding. You didn't tell me that. You mean after all these years she's really leaving?
She is.
That means you've only got till 1 o'clock to do something.
No, Banjo. I have exactly 15 minutes.
What do you mean, 15 minutes?
14 minutes, which to pull out of my hat the goddamnest rabbit you have ever seen.
What do you mean, 15 minutes?
I mean, Banjo, my love, that in 15 minutes, baby's rosy little body is being tossed out into the snow. Mine host has sworn out to warrant. I am being kicked out.
What are they going to do a thing like that for?
Never mind, Banjo. Point is, I have 15 minutes. Master is growing a little desperate.
What about laying your cards on the table with Lorraine?
Oh, Banjo, you know Dream Girl as well as I do. What do you think?
Oh, you're right.
You know what, Banjo? Why don't you go in and talk to Maggie? I need to think.
Say it. If I knew what Lorraine was, I could get a car and run her over.
Please, Banjo, I have to think.
Excuse me, miss, this is the YMCA.
Is this your father? No, you idiot. Hello, Mr. Whiteside. I didn't get very far. Any suggestions?
I'm very sorry, Richard. I wish I were in a position to...
Well, you are not in a position. Thank you very much, officer. Here is a little something for your trouble.
Thank you. Good day, sir.
Will you please go upstairs, Richard? 10 minutes, Mr. Whiteside.
I brought you some orange juice, Mr. Whiteside. Feeling any better?
Superb, John. Any cyanide in this orange juice? Answer the door, John. It's probably some mustard gas from an old friend.
Say, that crazy father writing with Sarah. He wants to give her a screen test.
Good morning. Is Mr. Whiteside up yet?
Yes, he is, Miss Sheldon. He's right here.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, darling! Merry Christmas! I've come to have Christmas breakfast with you. May I?
Of course, my sprite. John, fetch a tray for Miss Sheldon. Better make it 1 minute eggs.
Darling, it's the most perfect Christmas morning. The snow is absolutely glistening. It's too bad we can't get out.
Oh, I'll probably see a bit of it. What time did you say you were headed out?
Oh, how did you know I was leaving? Is Bert here?
Oh, he dropped in a little while ago. Worked rather fast, didn't you, my dear?
Darling, I was swept off my feet by that play. It's fantastically good. Sherry, it's the kind of part that comes around once in 10 years. Darling, I'm so grateful to you. Really, Sherry, sometimes I think you're the only friend I have in the world.
Thank you, my dear. What time did you say you were headed out? You and Jefferson, I mean?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was 4 o'clock or something. You know, quite apart from anything else, Bert really is a very attractive man. It makes it rather a pleasure scoring accounts with little Miss Vitriol. Why, it's all worked out perfectly. Sherry Lamb, I want to give you the most beautiful Christmas present you've ever had. What do you want? Anything. I'm so deliriously happy that... That sounds like Banjo. Is he here?
He is, my dear. Just the family circle gathering at Christmas. Bye.
Hello, sweetie pie, how are you?
I'm very well. And you, Ben?
I'm fine, fine. Say, how's the mattress business going?
Very funny. It's really too bad, Banjo, that your pictures aren't as funny as you seem to think you are.
Oh, you got me there, Mama. So you're looking to pink the rain. Anything in the wind, Whiteside?
Not a
What time does the boat chip up the creek.
I listed everything except the New Year's Eve broadcast. Wasn't there a schedule on that?
Yeah, I think it's...
Thank you. Oh, New Year's Eve. Bert and I out here in Lake Placid. You were at my cottage up there once, weren't you, Sherry? Isn't it lovely? Away from everything, just snow and clear, cold nights. Oh, that's probably Bert now. I told him to meet me here. You know, I am looking forward to Lake Placid. Bert's the kind of man who will do all winter sports beautifully.
Well, you get time.
Yes, sir.
Careful there. Now swing your end. Sherry, what's all this?
Right here. It's for you, Mr. Whiteside.
Great God, if there was anything I needed now, it was the Egyptian mummy case.
Merry Christmas. I'm a Khedive of Egypt. What did you send him, Grant's tomb?
Mr. Whiteside. Including that.
Sherry, what was all that? Who was that man?
He announces the time every few minutes. I paid him a small sum.
Sherry, what on earth for?
I lost my watch!
Good evening. Oh, I see you're still busy.
Great God!
Pardon, I've written a new chapter in the left kidney. I'll read it here. Is that the plumber again? Oh dear, I wonder what Bert is. You know, Tom, you're not very Christmassy. You're usually bubbling over Christmas morning. Who sent you this? The Khedive of Egypt? You know, I think it is quite beautiful. I must go to Egypt someday. I really must. The first time I went to Pompeii, I cried all night. All those people, all those lives, where are they now? Sherry, do you ever think of that? I do. Here was a woman like myself who once lived and loved, full of the same passions, fears, jealousies, hates. And what remains of it now? Just this, and nothing more. A span of 4,000 years, a mere atom in the eternity of time. And here I am, another woman living out her life. I want to cry. Oh, I mustn't talk like that today. It's Christmas.
Lorraine, dear, have you ever played St. Joan?
No, I haven't. Why do you ask?
Your expressions, you stood in that case, dear. There's an absolute halo about you.
Sherry, how sweet.
It was beautiful. You, step into it again, dear.
Oh, Sherry, you're joshing me, aren't you?
My dear, I don't make light of these things. Your expression, it transcended any mortal expression I had ever seen. Step into it again.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what I did, but, oh no, I feel too silly.
Lorraine, here in that one crystal moment, you reached the epitome of your art. You asked me a while ago what I wanted as a Christmas present. All I want, my dear, is the memory of you in that mummy case.
I won't choke them. Just that art and
Eureka!
That's service for ya. Sure, she can breathe. I'll let her out as soon as we get on the plane. Say, how are we gonna get this thing out of here?
One thing at a time, Banjo. That's the next step.
Think fast, Captain. Think fast.
This is everything, Sherry. I'm leaving 3 carpets. Is there anything else? Oh, what's in this basket?
No, nothing at all.
Do you want these letters? Shall I file this picture?
No, throw it all away. Wait! Give me the picture. I want the picture.
The only thing I haven't done is put your broadcast in order. Would you like me to do that now?
What? Yeah. Do that. It's very important, Maggie. Do it right away.
I'll see you before I go, Banjo.
I've got it.
What?
I knew I'd seen this face before somewhere. Now I know how to get this out of here.
What face? How?
Time is up, Mr. Whiteside. 15 minutes.
Ah, yes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, Mr. Stanley. But, before I go, will you please summon those 2 officers and ask them to help this gentleman down to the airport with his mummy case?
I will do nothing of the kind.
Oh, I think you will, Mr. Stanley. Or shall I inform my video audience on my next broadcast that your sister, Harriet Stanley, is none other than the famous Harriet Sedley, who murdered her mother and father with an axe 25 years ago in Gloucester, Massachusetts? Or would you rather have the good folk of Massalia repeating at your very doorstep that once popular little jingle, Harriet Sedley took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks, and when the job was nicely done, she gave her father 41. Remember, Mr. Stanley, I too am getting something up here. It would make one hell of a broadcast.
Mr. Whiteside, you are the damnedest person I have ever met.
You're a little late in finding that out. Officers, would you come in here, please? Could you help this gentleman down to the airport with his mummy case? He's sending it to a friend in Nova Scotia. Right, Mr. Stanley?
Yes, yes.
Whiteside, you're a great man.
Banjo, I may write a book about you, my love.
I don't bother. I can't read. Love conquers all. I don't love that case, boys. It contains an antique.
Oh, it was indeed, my dear. A little Christmas present for you.
Oh, Sherry, you overbet your bait.
Just send me a necktie sometime. My hat and coat, Maggie. I am leaving for New York.
You're leaving, Sherry.
Don't argue, rat girl. Do as you're told.
Yes, Mr. Whiteside.
Mr. Whiteside, I want to apologize. Say.
Don't give it a thought, Jefferson. Miss Cutler will explain everything. By the way, there's been a change of plans. Lorraine Sheldon is off on a world cruise. I'm sending your play to Catherine Cornell.
You're too young to understand, Mert. Just don't ask any questions either. Sherry, you're wonderful.
Goodbye, Maggie. I love you very much.
Are you still very busy?
Yes, Doctor, very busy indeed. If you ever come to New York, try and find me. Goodbye, Bert. You will never know the trouble you've caused.
Goodbye, Mr. Whiteside.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Stanley. I hope to hear in the near future that your young girl has been permitted to marry her man, and that your son has been permitted to follow his own bent. Or else. Goodbye, everybody!
Maggie, what is all this? I didn't even know he could walk.